By now, you've completed week 4 assignments, both in the discussion and the reading, and you're moving into week 5, which is in the middle week here. And I just wanted to give an update on announcements, things you need to prep for. Week number 8 is coming. So if you think about we're in week number 5, you have 3 more weeks to get your final project done. So be encouraged by that. In your final project, you think like a research paper. You should be thoroughly biblical, provide biblical passages that support the direction and thought of that final test or final project you're working on. You should include citations from both the readings, all of the readings that you're required in the course. You can also use outside readings as well, or sources such as theology books or books on the biblical text. So I commend you to that. It should be in MLA standard. You should pull the latest edition. There should be a works cited page. You should use double space. You should indent your writing. And you should use good grammar. So no first person narrative, I statements, or me. You shouldn't use we. These are all important parts of collegiate writing style. Now, as it relates to week 4, we covered historical criticism, or criticism as a whole. So you should have read that by now. I am posting a video on criticism, which dovetails, and this is why I waited, it dovetails with week number 5 on the Synoptic Gospels. When we consider historical criticism or criticism about the text, the Bible text, people get offended. They don't like the word I'm criticizing the Bible. Well, what we're doing here in this field of study in Bible Intro, we're looking at what were the manuscripts that were available in the time of the writing, such as the English text in its development. And then moving forward, we're looking at our literal translations, our word for word, our dynamic equivalent, our thought for thought translations that we have in English. And we're considering, okay, what are the manuscripts that those committees are using to inform their decision on how words or sentences and paragraphs are rendered from the original language. Of course, we're looking at manuscripts, we're looking at variant texts, we're looking at what is available to us, like the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Vulgate, you have the Armenian, the Assyrian, Aramaic texts available through history. You have silver amulets that are available that are simple inscriptions. And so these become powerful resources in the hands of biblical scholars as they consider the biblical text before them. And you as a student, as you're working through a course, and then in life, you will be asked from time to time why are there short endings in certain books of the English text. For example, you see little notations of manuscript editions in your English Bibles, such as a short ending in Mark, and then you see Luke, there's a comment that this comment was inserted later on and is not included in John's original thought. So those are important questions that people will ask, and you'll need to be able to answer that as a pastor, youth leader, small group leader, discipler in your church. And it's also helpful as just a disciple person, as a standalone reader, as you're looking at the Bible and you see that, you're like, well, why does that exist? And so now you have some answers, or at least where to find those answers as you move along. Wegner's book is a really good book, and it's a good, helpful, it's easy to read, good headers. And so I would just ask you would keep this as a resource for the future and not try to sell it off, because you'll have these questions, and it has a wealth of information that will encourage you. As we consider in week 5, midweek, we're looking at the synoptic problems. We're also considering the manuscripts from week number 4. In week 5, we're looking at the debate of the synoptic gospel. For example, who is the primary source from which the writers of the gospel are looking at or getting their information about the life of Jesus, and then setting out on their particular narrative concerning our Lord. And so the debate can begin with Q. We can look at Markan priority. We can consider even Matthew's priority as well. or did Mark get it from Peter? These are all of the debates that we at least consider, and they become part of the historical criticism debate as a whole. And they seek to attempt to answer the question that all of us have: why are the gospel writers similar? How are they different? What are the percentage and range of difference, such as John seems to be in a whole different trajectory, about 75 to 80% difference there. And then how similar, again, back to Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and who, again, is their direct source for being so accurate or being similar in their attempt of giving us the life of Christ. So that's, in general, why we've combined week 4 and 5 together, and that will help you with moving through the content. So I've posted 2 additional videos here in Canvas, and hopefully this will serve as a reminder of the reading, reinforce some terms that maybe are muddy to you and you just need more help in understanding and framing it. And then hopefully it will serve as a purpose for your final project that we'll be doing week number 8. I am here. I'm often in the background looking at your assignments and discussion threads. I will pop into discussion threads and add a comment here or two. Good job on interacting with one another. I'm pleased by that and look forward to any email interaction that we might have. There has been a request for maybe a team meeting here where we could all join together. I am working on that, so please note that I'm trying to find a good time to make that happen where we all could just come on and jump on and meet each other in a video format. Stay tuned to that announcement. I'm hoping to make that here soon, probably be in week number 6, and that will serve as a foundation for your final project to help you answer any questions that you might have, or just be an encouragement to you as you continue your studies in the undergrad program.